Welcome to This Month in Connecticut History. This month, we'll look at the stories, events, and headlines from August that stand out as some of Connecticut's most noteworthy pieces of history.
We've got a reminder if you're heading out this evening to run some errands. The new 10-cent plastic bag tax is now officially in effect at all of our stores and restaurants.
That's right. And if you're on a tight budget, you'll be feeling the pinch, at least at first. NBC Connecticut's Dominic Moody has that part of the story from Bristol.
The push for consumers to use eco-friendly bags is affecting everyone, whether you're buying reusable bags or sticking with plastic.
It's good for them, but not for us.
August 1st means the start of a new fee for customers, no matter where you shop, if you choose to walk out the door with a plastic bag.
It added up to everything else that is so expensive. Now we got to purchase the bags.
Ruth Bermudez walks to purchase her groceries and says it's difficult carrying her items back and forth.
It's going to be very heavy carrying all those groceries, but I guess we're going to have to do it.
It's the price that's got Bermudez concerned.
If you add that 10 cents up, it's very expensive.
Many stores, including Stop and Shop, are giving customers a break by not charging 10 cents for paper bags until September 3rd. But customers say it's not enough.
They're just looking for a way to make money in the state, which I agree with, but they're doing it the wrong way.
Denise Pfeiffer says she stops by the grocery store at least twice a week and says it's another demographic expected to feel the tolls of the tax.
You have a lot of disabled people, you have a lot of senior citizens, and this is disrespect to them. They cannot afford this.
The fee will affect those on Supplemental Nutrition Assistant Program, also known as SNAP, and the Women, Infants, and Children Program, known as WIC. In a statement to NBC Connecticut News, Governor Ned Lamont also chiming in on the issue, stating, "We want Connecticut to continue to be a leader in addressing climate change and environmentally conscious initiatives. Phasing out single-use bags is an important step in continuing that effort." Shoppers say the next step is adjusting to the new system in place.
I have to start purchasing them soon, if not already.
Stop and Shop, Big Y, and ShopRite have already banned plastic bags and are selling their reusable bags for a discount. In Bristol, Dominic Moody, NBC Connecticut News.
Just as you toss things over to me, it's been quite the lull, and the wind's just picking up right now in downtown. Wow, I really thought it was calmed down for quite some time. This is the beautifully manicured Code Memorial Park in Torrington, but check this out. I mean, debris, tree branches, leaves everywhere, and that's not all. Look at this. Okay, way behind me, closer to the road, look at that uprooted tree here on the park. It's one of many trees we've seen down in this area. You mentioned one on a house. We saw pictures for that earlier, and as we've been driving, we were in Waterbury, where about 6,000 people, 6,000 people don't have, or customers don't have power right now. We drove up north on Route 8. Trees were down all along the sides of the road. I just want to show you here. This is another thing we're just seeing. Torrington, lots of branches here. This kind of debris, and it's definitely making a mess along the roads. Like I mentioned, our drive from Route 8, there was a state trooper making people go around trees like this, or branches like this, I should say, that were down. People having issues in and around their house. So the chief here asking folks to stay inside, avoid these areas if you can, as they try to get these things cleaned up. We actually saw a lot of tree crews, power crews, even an Eversource crew in this Torrington area. So a lot of people looking to get their lights back on in their house this evening, but lots of work to be done here and elsewhere around the state. Live in Torrington, Caitlin Burchell, NBC Connecticut News.
Down that sentence to Richard Debate this afternoon, and this is something Connie Debate's family has been waiting for nearly 7 years. NBC Connecticut's Shannon Miller takes us inside the courtroom for an emotional day.
Mike and Keisha, Connie Debate's sister, telling the court today it has been exactly 2,427 days since Connie was murdered. This was among one of the emotional victim impact statements read at today's sentencing.
I just feel like, I don't know, surge from up above. I just feel the strength coming to me, right now, for all of us She's here.
And 6.5 years after her life was taken, long-awaited justice for Connie DeBate.
The character of Connie, I think, really came through today.
After emotional victim impact statements from Connie's family and friends, the judge sentencing Connie's husband and father of their children, Richard DeBate, to 65 years behind bars for murdering his wife and trying to cover it up.
It was a very emotional day. As Rick DeBate said in the court today, he is completely steadfast in his innocence and dedicated to proving his innocence.
DeBate himself telling the judge he will never stop pursuing justice for Connie and that he loves her and thinks about her every day. His attorney is vowing to appeal. DeBate maintains it was a masked intruder who shot and killed Connie in their Ellington home in 2015, 2 days before Christmas. But investigators found that data from her Fitbit contradicted his timeline. State prosecutors say the motive was driven by DeBate impregnating his mistress and not wanting to ruin his reputation. If Connie were alive today, she would have been 46 years old. She left behind her 2 sons who are now 13 and 15 years old. Her mother today saying nearly all of her heart can be found in them.
I think that's her legacy, that she brought up 2 beautiful boys. One is very, very smart. He's very technical. And the other one is funny.
And a legacy of humor, kindness, and community service known by many.
It's been an extremely long, painful journey, and we are so beyond relieved that justice has finally been served.
Yes, it has.
And it's been served to the maximum that it possibly can, and I'm just thankful.
For NBC Connecticut News, I'm Shannon Miller.
Hi everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Hanrahan with a look at this month in Connecticut weather history. Tropical Storm Connie dropped 5 to 10 inches of rain across parts of Connecticut. Days later, on August 18th, Tropical Storm Diane passed offshore and dropped an exceptional amount of rain, 10 to 20 inches in spots. In the Litchfield Hills, 8-day rain totals exceeded 2 feet in some towns. The result was disastrous.
It's been a great devastation to this beautiful state of ours.
Rivers like the Farmington, the Naugatuck, and the Quinnebog raged out of their banks, flooding towns and villages across the state to levels that had never been seen before. The torrent of water washed away businesses, homes, and roads. The flood decimated entire villages like Unionville and Winstead. Nearly 100 people in Connecticut lost their lives in the flood.
Would you give us a statement for the people of Connecticut, Governor?
Well, the statement is there's a lot of work ahead of us.
After the flood, a series of levees and dams were built all across Connecticut and Massachusetts to ensure a disaster like the flood of 1955 never happens again. That's your look at one of the biggest weather events in Connecticut history this month. I'm Ryan Hanrahan. Stay with NBC Connecticut for all your weather headlines, both past and present.
Ready? Okay. That's it. How am I doing? Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay, here we go. Wow. That literally tastes like apple pie.
This sculpture behind me is one of about 30 that you'll see when walking around Simsbury. And contrary to popular belief, they're not real.
Now remember, you can always see what we're up to on social media at NBC CT Live. Check out our website as well, NBCCTLive.com. And of course, watch us tomorrow to see what we're up to as well. Thank you guys so much for being here and for tuning in. Hope you have a great day.
Hi, I'm Matt Finkel with a look at this month in Connecticut sports history. And we're fortunate here in our state to cover some great teams and individuals. And when it comes to August, the Olympics usually takes center stage. And there have been some great Olympians from Connecticut. But in August of 2021, Kieran Smith returned back home to Ridgefield after taking home a bronze medal at the Tokyo Games. Smith placed third in the 400-meter freestyle, becoming the first Connecticut native to earn a medal in swimming since 1988. Smith actually competed in 3 races in Tokyo, placing 6th in the 200-meter freestyle and 4th in the 4x200-meter freestyle. And Kieran was proud to represent his country and Ridgefield while making a name for himself against the best in the world.
You grow up, you represent your team, and then you have your zone championships, and you represent Connecticut, and then you go even further with USA. So it kind of came full circle today. It was awesome to get to interact with them and to get to meet them all and speak to them. I hope I inspired at least one person here to be better than they were before.
It's really cool to think that somebody from Ridgefield went to the Olympics and see
that anything's possible.
Yeah.
Smith was always a standout swimmer growing up in Ridgefield, and he holds many records at the Ridgefield Aquatic Center. And no one was prouder of his accomplishments than his youth swimming coach, Emmanuel Lanzo.
People talk about dedication, but there's always a higher level. I call it devotion. That work ethic starts at home. That's the foundation of him understanding what a work ethic is. Having Kieran to get to the highest level, it will open the path for other swimmers and other coaches in Connecticut to believe and hope that what we offer in this state will drive more kids to that level.
Well, Smith made our entire state proud, and he can always call himself an Olympic medalist. There's no doubt that this time of year in August always brings back good memories for him and his family. That's your look at this month in Connecticut sports history. Follow us on TV and online to see more sports headlines from across the state.
Still to come on This Month in Connecticut history, we take a trip to Enfield to learn about a celebrated sports venue that hosted a historic event. But first, do you know which U.S. president earned a degree from Yale University and later taught classes at that same school? The answer and more Connecticut history after the break.
And I'm Keisha Grant. We'll get your Weather Plus forecast in just a moment. But first, we want to get you caught up with the very latest on the dramatic devastation left behind by Hurricane Katrina. So many cities and towns all across the state are heading back to class. We have a list of them here.
2 pages worth.
Yeah.
Waterbury,
Boy.
Simsbury, South Windsor, just everybody going back today.
And no doubt they're doing so with umbrellas in hand.
It's a good idea. Certainly. We'll have that bus stop forecast in just a bit.
Nice.
We'll talk about the rain, and we'll also talk about the weekend.
Oh.
It does get better.
Nice.
All right.
It always does.
It does.
All right, thank you, and thank you for spending your Wednesday morning with us. The Today Show is next.
I'm Taylor Kinsler from CT Live, bringing you this month's Community Connection. Let's take a look back at some beloved events that are part of the fabric of our state's history. First up, the Milford Oyster Festival. Traditionally held on the third Saturday of August, Oyster Fest first began in the 1970s, drawing in tens of thousands of hungry guests to this New Haven County town. NBC Connecticut has covered the event over the years, bringing you all of the thrilling musical performances, fun rides, and of course, delicious delicacies. Another event that has stood the test of time is the Mystic Outdoor Arts Festival. It started in the late 50s and is said to be the biggest and oldest art festival in the Northeast region. For more than 6 decades, the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce has featured artwork from artists around the country and right here at home. These are just a few of the history-making events going on in our state this month. For CT Live, I'm Taylor Kinsler.
Watching WVIT, it's 72 degrees.
I'm meteorologist Bob Maxson, and just moments ago, I was being serenaded by your second favorite weatherman. No, your favorite weatherman.
We renamed the show the Bob Maxson Show because, after all, we all love that Bob.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Stafford Speedway. The thing about the New Haven Green is that it's set here, of course, in the middle of all the hustle and bustle of a major city. And good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Bob Maxson from the Bow, the Charles W. Morgan. The town of Guilford is 359 years old. Hi, everybody, and good morning. I'm meteorologist Bob Maxson, feeling more like Bob Euchre this morning. Well, Al was just singing a little jingle to me during the business report.
Bob Maxson Show.
Hey,
now, here's Bob.
What's going on this morning?
When you think about impact a fighter would have coming to this small town, it's almost like having Muhammad Ali walk into the ring. This is Sugar Ray Robinson, but under here we'll see Ray Roberts. He fought here in Thompsonville, Connecticut. In August of 1938, August 25th to be exact, Sugar Ray Robinson took the ring against a fighter from Springfield, Charlie Baginski. And Charlie Baginski was a great fighter. So it was a tough match for Roberts, especially kind of early in his career. But as you can see, by the next year, in '39, I believe he fought Baginski again, and I'm pretty sure he knocked him out. Not just you, but pretty much everybody else in Thompsonville would leave their homes because what else was there really to do? Your hope was that there'd be a knockout or there'd be some type of blood drawn. There wasn't a bad seat in the house. You know, it was just so sad to think that that actually occurred. It was here one day, and then the next year, gone as if it never existed. There's a vacuum here. Not many people knew that there was a 3,000 or 3,500 seat outdoor arena on Belmont Avenue. Now they may have known it about Springfield and possibly Hartford, but they never thought small Enfield or Thompsonville. But now we've got the luxury of history to look back at the impact, to think of the magnitude of his arrival in this small town and his impact on boxing as a whole for this region.
Thanks for watching This Month in Connecticut History. Follow NBC Connecticut for updates on more stories from our state's history and get the best coverage of Connecticut's past and present right here on our streaming channel.